And we are live.
What it do? What it do?
What
What it
it do?
do? What up, J Money?
What it do? What it do? What's up, Success? What's up,
Jezebel,
Jezebel the
the
Truth?
truth.
And y'all, life is it's not even upside down. I look exactly how I feel, chaotic.
Okay.
How
Wow.
y'all doing?
Do the visitation. Do the visitation. Do the visitation. Charleston White got a record coming, y'all.
Oh
Uh-oh.
yeah, I did. I glanced at y'all. Got it, and y'all know how much I love Charleston White. That's how chaotic shit has been. I haven't even had a chance to catch up with my man. So I heard Ti dropped a song and was supposed to be dissing Charleston White.
Yep,
Mm-hmm.
So Charleston White came back out with a response.
he did.
Yeah.
Now I heard a clip.
Yeah. Yeah, okay. Go ahead.
What do you mean do the visitation though? What the hell does do the
Hey,
visitation mean?
hey, all I know is if I don't know nothing, I know that's informant talk. We don't know cop talk around here too much. Y'all see, that's why I got my face covered up today. We got two goddamn going informants making records about each other and telling. Y'all know what that means. That wave will get started soon. Informant music. Ready to put your mask on.
I'm just
But
a little confused because I thought that T.I. was a comedian now.
well, that listen. Once a rapper,
Always a rapper.
always a rapper.
Respectfully.
You know, if and plus he wasn't that funny. You know, some people say he was a little alright, but you know, it wasn't strong enough. So
He's
just
like,
get back to what you're doing. When someone is messing with your little cub, you get back at them. Could you imagine him doing a comedy show about Charleston White?
you think it would have been funny?
Uh his verse was a little better. I don't think his a comedy show would have got him to get Charleston White to expose himself like this wide open to the world. I thought Charleston White was just going to be staying in the podcast world, but it looks like he too wants a rapper.
Well, I
Always a
think
rapper.
I was about to say I know he used to dabble. Not serious, not sure how serious he's ever gotten, but he definitely has the voice for it. I think that he's in the right place. He might just need a writer. If he
Mm.
could get himself a good writer, Charleston can make some hits. He has
Well,
a
I ain't gonna
voice
lie.
for
I
it.
ain't
tell
gonna
my
lie.
White.
Talk,
He he has the sound like he I'm sure he knows. You know what I'm saying? Like because it's that sound. It's that down south, especially from
Yeah.
Texas.
Yeah, that
Like
Southern
they gonna
slang.
have that, that shit gonna bop. Like it already had me like,
J Money,
okay.
you're right for Charleston White, Jimani?
For money, yeah. I write for money.
From all right for money.
It's not really for him, it's for the money. You know what I'm
Cause
saying?
like I could imagine they call him the snitch, like they call him like the police. So I could imagine what a record would cause, what a record would sound like. But could you imagine if you were his writer and you wrote some dope lines? He said, "Can you put in that one line about how he killed that person behind the building?"
I couldn't listen. He's saying whatever. I'm just the writer. Pay me for my writing.
You making it sound cool.
Mm-hmm.
Mhm.
Listen,
I
let me
think
tell you
Charleston
something
don't
else.
need a writer.
No,
Just get on
no,
the record and straight up do it. Just
no.
talk.
I said this. I said this to you, Six. I said it's fucked up because I hear Ti and I don't believe that shit. And I know for a fact that Drake lying, but I believe that shit.
Hold on.
Young,
Why do you believe Ti? I mean, why do you believe Drake
More
over
than
Ti?
because when that motherfucker says slide or 1-2 step, I know he making a song, but that shit sound more believable. It was like whatever that last Ti song you put out. I was just like, I don't really believe him. Like I couldn't
Did
believe
you
it
did you
before.
hear Drake's on Drake new album with 21 Savage? He's
I
like,
didn't hear the whole thing. I've heard pieces of it. I'm getting through it. I ain't finished it yet though.
there was a meme I said that Drake is one of those artists that seems to continuously write about things that we've never seen him do.
Yeah, believe it.
I mean, like it's all who said that? Shout out to Self Made Stunner. He said that in the last interview when I interviewed him. He was basically saying it's really all the show. Everybody does it. So
Yeah.
Everybody does it.
yeah,
Everybody does it.
almost every rapper does it. It's
I
just
mean, listen.
it's a handful that actually live the life that you know what I'm saying they talk about,
No,
and
there's not.
those are
None
the
of them
ones
do.
that are going behind
Yes,
bars. Yes, it
No,
is.
there's not one rapper who lives everything that he raps about.
Yes,
that's not
there
true.
is.
That's not true. That's
Yes,
that's
there is.
absolutely one
Listen,
hundred percent
what
not
I'm gonna
true.
say, is before you even get into it, what I'm gonna say is a lot of them are similes and metaphors for shit that happens in their life, but it's not exactly that. You know what I'm saying? It won't be Gucci Man can't say I sold 1,000 pounds in one day. Like, make it realistic. It's only 24 hours in the day. You said like you
That
gotta make it
shit.
That's
realistic.
possible though. If
Nah,
you're
look, I,
I'm
I,
just saying.
I,
if you're
I ain't
younger,
one. I ain't one from the streets. You know what I'm saying? I don't want to be incriminating myself, but I happen to know that sales when you're on that type of level don't get counted the same way as sales when you're on the small level. So I can see how you could have sold 100 pounds a day or 1,000 pounds a day if you at that top level and you're giving about you getting off 10 pounds to a bunch of people or 20 pounds to a bunch of people. But I don't know about that lifestyle. But I know that hey, in that world, it's all about supply and demand. And I do believe that there are a lot more rappers that rap about everything that they do 100% than it is rappers that fabricate their stories. I also believe that the rappers that are able to fabricate their stories have the longer, most successful careers because they're untouchable. The ones who are 100% real are more vulnerable.
Yeah.
mhm.
So, I mean, come on, man. In today's era, you know Lil Baby is rapping about shit that he's been through doing and possibly waking up and can't believe how his day was yesterday and goes in the booth and freestyles about it.
Okay. But what I'm saying is that all of these are stories. They're not all stories that you could, you know what I'm saying, go back and be like, yes, this is exactly how it happened. I feel like there's stories that give influence, that give inspiration, that give motivation, that get women to dance to. But like I can't say that every single thing that they're saying is real. And I think we all subliminally know that.
What I believe is that if YLW Melly's team is listening,
Mm-hmm.
J Money just hit something on the head because the lyrics is exactly why my man is behind the bars. And there's a
Mm-hmm.
lot of reasons why a lot of people are catching the good old name Rico. And I don't know why they named it Rico, but there are a lot of people catching it because their bars were indeed too real for TV.
RICO stands for something. I can't remember what it is right now, but it's an acronym.
Yeah. Retarded idiot caught
Mm-hmm.
um out of control. Let's go there. Let's go there.
Yeah, that makes sense though. That makes sense. I believe
Yeah,
that.
like shit.
See,
It's
I
definitely
believe that. If you would have put that in a song, I would believe that shit. You see what I'm saying?
yeah,
Like,
yeah,
oh shit, that's what RICO stand for.
yeah. Like I wish it was like a U that I would have been like caught up, but I realized it was an O, and I was like, oh, what did the O stand for? Oh,
Well,
court operations.
you know what? I never really thought that deep about it because me personally, like, I'm not listening to your music really for the lyrics unless it's known that you have bars.
And the
Like,
record labels know that.
if you're listening, if you say something catchy, like, and you really like, if I love battle rap. I love battle rap
Okay.
specifically because of their vocabulary, and the storytelling and just all of that it entails. That's the only time I'm like really listening to your lyrics. Other than that, it's more so of a bop.
Mm-hmm.
So you got to know like how I mean personally I categorize music by what I'm doing. Either I'm driving, I want to listen to this, something chill, but more than likely I want to hear a bop. So I don't know. I never cared to know if what people were saying were true. Like even Lil Kim saying what she swallowed a Sprite can or some shit like that. Like
Mm-hmm.
I never it never crossed my mind. Like did she really do? Like I never gave. You know what I'm saying? Like so. I think people look too much into music as for guidance, or I don't know. I don't know what it is.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Like honestly, me, I know for a fact that that's what goes over people's head, and that's why Bobby Spurrier made sure he understood quarter body about a week ago. You know what I'm saying? Because they want you to know that these things is what they doing, but the reality of it is, you realize the music is what's the throw off. You know what I'm saying?
Listen, it could be both. Because music is also how I learned how to spell certain words. Till this day, I can't spell fabulous because fabulous spelled it wrong in the fucking song. If you put I can't spell fabulous. I think it's Fabolous, and I find out every time it's not.
Well, what is it actually?
I don't know.
I think that's what it is.
Yeah, fabulous spelled it right, bro.
For real.
Dang.
Then why spell check keep correcting me?
Because maybe you retarded.
No, he might be right though.
But respect is RESPECT, and we know that because of Aretha Franklin. Like everybody knows how to spell respect at a young age. They're like RESPECT.
Well, I gotta tell you, yeah, I was one of those people. I was one of those people that was very lost for a long time and didn't like the song "Independent" by Boosie. And
but you can spell that motherfucker.
I didn't know what they were spelling, and I always got lost in that song, so I never rapped it.
Your attention span low as shit.
It is. That's a big word. Yeah.
What? What's the big
INDEPENDENT. This nigga probably got the IN and was done.
Hey, yeah, that's about where I got to. IN. Hold up. Wait. She got her own. She bad. She got her own. She bad. Like, I'm sorry, man. I'm not one of those people. Don't put me in a bubble. You know what I'm saying? That's all I'm asking. Don't put me in a bubble.
You never learned anything from a rap song, a hip hop song, an R&B song. There's nothing educational you ever got.
Fabulous. We have to find a fabulous verse to verify if he spelled his name wrong.
He spells it FABOLOUS. I looked at the Fabuloso and it fucked me up. I was like, why are they spelling this shit wrong?
Oh, shit.
Fucking you up now. Mm-hmm. See what I'm saying? So I do believe it was even a post where the guy was like, I believe that rappers have a bigger influence than teachers, preachers, pastors, because they're listened to more. They're on the radio 24/7. They're listened to. So I don't believe everything that every rapper says. Like even going back to Tupac, I don't believe every single thing. I believe that these are stories of inspiration, stories of guidance, or stories of struggle. You know what I'm saying? To help, if you're going through a hard time, you might play a song to help you get through that hard time. If you're in the gym working out, you might have to have a certain song of motivation to keep you going through that hour workout. You know what I'm saying? Yep. So I believe that music has a purpose, but I don't believe everything. I can't believe everything. Or make me a believer. I don't believe everything.
You know what? Like I ain't gonna lie to you. I have to disagree with only one thing. Rappers will never be more influential than preachers.
No, I mean,
no. They're more influential than parents, teachers, and pastors.
Yeah, they are more influential than parents. They are more influential than teachers. Hell, they're more influential than a lot of people, except pastors. I think pastors are the most influential people on this world. Now, the craziest thing is not all pastors have acquired the skill to tap in, because that takes a long time to do that. But if you run across one of those old pastors, the older pastors, they damn shit, they damn nigga take the gun out your hand in the middle of a shootout. You know what I'm saying?
Like, you ever seen that show? I think it's Pastors of LA. Them pastors be having guns and everything on them. He was like, yeah, I'm from the hood.
I watched a pastor in real life walk in the middle of a whole gang fight and stop it. You know, like
nobody hit the pastor. Nowadays, they whoop his ass.
Right,
they got no respect.
They was arguing outside that man's church, and he heard the commotion, walked outside, and everybody ducking and hiding, and that man just walked right in the middle of them and looked both sides, and everybody put the guns down and walked away. And I said, "Well, blow me down."
What movie was this in?
That's what she said.
Nah, this was real life in Southeast DC, Good Hope Road.
Mm.
This was Pastor Williams that did this. I saw it with my own eyes, 2 eyes.
Oh wow.
Changed my life that day. Had me saying, "Young, I think I want to be a pastor."
Mm.
I was like maybe 9, 10 years old. You know, so I don't know. But as far as the other people on that list, well, teachers can't help us because I mean, unless you realize are influenced by someone who has benefited from that teacher,
Mm.
right? You don't give a care about what that teacher is doing. That teacher has to influence someone that you already look up to, and that person has to tell the world and everybody that teacher is the reason why that's happening. That's why like Dr. Sebi is so big and so influential because big people was like, "Yo, that man taught me this and made me do this." But how many teachers still fighting to get paid?
Mm.
When I see what you know what I'm saying, there's a
Which
post
is
that say teachers
sad.
should get $100,000 a year, every teacher.
Mm.
I feel like I mean I like free education, but I feel like parents should pay. They should
That
pay
part.
up because that's somebody taking care of your kid for 8 hours, and it's not like parents add to that. Like teachers got to start over with the child every day the child come to school, so they definitely parents need to invest in that.
But respectfully, parents do invest in that for when it's called private school,
Mm-hmm.
you know what I'm saying, paid schools that they put up for, because in that point, their child is getting a curriculum catered to what they want their child to learn. And
Exactly.
at the end of the day, you know why I don't think parents should ever pay for teachers, and teachers are paid by a system because they're teaching that system to our kids. They're
Well,
teaching them to
well,
fall in line anyway.
we definitely got to look at who's at the parent teacher association meetings, who's at those meetings, who's talking about what the curriculum should be, who's donating to the schools to make sure that the schools have these certain supplies or these certain programs for the kids. Um, that actually happens.
Yeah, but
Nobody
James
nobody's
can't cost.
nobody's stopping parents from showing up. Nobody's stopping parents for donating or speaking up against the curriculum. They're doing it now with critical what is it? Critical race theory. They're speaking up now. You know what I'm saying?
One hundred percent.
They could have been speaking
One
or
hundred percent.
investing in the schools for their children to have better education. I understand private schools, but when it comes to all right, we can't afford private schools, but we want our kids to have a good education. Why not give what you got?
Because the private school set the standard for how much it costs, and now if you said I can't afford private school, then how you going to afford that type of education? You getting what you can afford? Zero zilch.
Well, I mean, it's like honors classes and basic classes. You're learning the same thing just at a different time.
But I'm going to tell you this because I was also a teacher too, and I've also been a student, which we all have. And the way that they decide how to teach these students is at the beginning of the year when they take that test. It shows them where they're at, what math they should take, what reading level they're on, what science they should take. And I agree with both of you because I think that there were some things that they didn't teach me in school that I wish they had, like financial literacy, life skills. You know what I'm saying? Learning about ups and downs in life. They don't teach you this stuff in school. They teach you PE, physical education, and chemistry and all these other things. But a lot of times we need financial literacy, learning about credit. They didn't teach me that when I was in high school, which I feel like would have been great. By the time you turn 18, you are like, oh, this is what credit is.
Well,
And
well,
it's certain
I'm
things.
sure upon further research, you realize that they did, but your zone wasn't
Right,
allotted for that, right? I
right,
went to a school called Forestville. My zone, we didn't even get barbering classes, none of those little extracurricular joints.
right.
It was my friends that went to schools like Sulin was learning how to be barbers, mechanics, and
But that was a
whatnot.
special. That was a town. What's it called? Arts and something school.
No, let's be real. Let's be real. I got the mask on today, so they can't get me right. But they zoned us based on what our parents' financial status was, based on where we were living.
I'm gonna tell you,
And
it's a big thing.
they
Yes,
said, they said this poor kid from Forest Creek, he ain't gonna need to be a barber. You know, he doesn't need to fix cars. He doesn't need financial literacy. He'll be in the hood all his life. But they deemed these kids in Suitland with the mentality to be want to be barbers and mechanics or have businesses when they get out of school. They deem these kids as
But
wise and
what
Douglas, that type
but
of stuff.
what did the parents do to advocate for it? I know parents that use other their work address or other people's address just so their child can have access to better education. It's a
Yep,
two-way street. But
yep.
No,
that's
listen,
just
it's
where
a
I come
Yeah,
from.
but you know that's a crime. That's a crime. You
no,
know how
listen,
many
it
kids have
is.
been put out of school and messed up because they
Oprah, Oprah has a big thing going on right now where they're talking about your zip code and the education and the medical stuff you get and the stuff that you are provided is based upon your zip code. And
Yep.
this has been going on for years, and they're just like finding this out like a few weeks ago. Like based on your zip code, there's depending how long you're gonna live, how much you're gonna make, your zip
Yep.
code. So if you're
Yep.
living in a certain area, you're right. The education you're gonna get maybe not be the education that somebody gets from a different zip code.
Your car. Look, bro, my kids in school right now in the eighth grade, they was already learning business,
Mm-hmm.
how to get LLCs and things like that. And I'm sitting there looking at them when they asking me these questions, like, who taught you this? I'm in
Right.
class. It's my class. You know, so yes, 100% our demographics that we get put in, but I mean that in today's world now, kids are changing their parents' demographic with stuff like TikTok,
Yep.
Instagram, and
Wow.
YouTube. They're changing their parents' demographic. And you're seeing kids now starting to make better decisions or wiser decisions on where they feel like they can grow at. It really in today's world, a lot more people are catered to their children and their children's growth. Now, I think that skipped our generation a little bit because we got a very small percentage of people that was, like you said, willing to go out there and get that new address or whatever they had to do to put their kid in that better school. Me, for one, I would get up every morning and drive my kids all the way across two towns to
Mhm.
put them in a better school
Right.
because I didn't want them going to the school that they could walk to every day. You know. But like you said, those are sacrifices. Sacrifices,
Definitely.
Yeah, education is definitely important though.
man, and parents, parents have been the least influential in children's lives since the beginning of time. That's why it's so special when you find a parent that is able to influence a child's life. To be quite honest,
But
I'm
why
I'm,
is
I'm gonna be
that though? Why is it like that?
so it, can
The
I be fair?
the older I get, the more I meet people that look like me that weren't privy to the same circumstances. So
Right.
at first I used to think, oh, well, this is just how it is. Everybody's life is like that. All black people lives are like this. But then I start meeting people and I'm like, no, their parents like, I got a friend that her, father helped her start a business and get her on the right foot.
facts.
I see other people whose parents have a business that they're actually passing down or have them working in the business. So I'm
Mhm.
like, why is it that some black people can get it, but then others don't? But
It's
then
the
we act
drive.
like it's just our situation. That's
Mhm.
why I always speak up against it, like because we gotta hold people accountable, stuff accountable.
I
I
mean, it's the level of discipline that's given to a child and the intensity of it.
It's both. Because I saw I don't know if you ever saw the Illmatic movie, but Nas dropped out of school and his father told him, whatever it is you want to do, if they're not teaching it to you in school, I'll back you on it. Go and do it. Both of his sons. So he had both his sons drop out of school, and the whole family was saying, why would you tell them to drop out of school? He said, man, they said that they're not learning anything in school. You know what I'm
Right.
saying? And so
Right.
that was years ago though. You know what I'm saying? That was like probably back in the 80s or whatever. You know what I'm
I
saying?
mean,
But
hey, look, my father dropped out of school in like the sixth grade, so he was like, "Forget this. I'm fighting here every day."
right.
You know. And honestly, if you ain't got, there's a lot of things that I see my father and mother do that I try to make sure I implement in my children's life that I wanted, right?
Mm-hmm.
But there's still, I also find that there's things that they don't want to talk to me about, things that they don't tell me about. But then there's times, very subtle times, when I'm watching them and they do something, and it's like, I am influencing them. They are looking up to me. You know, they may not say it, they may not show it all the time, but I am influencing them in some way,
Okay.
some form of fashion. A lot of parents are not making that effort. A lot of parents are scared to be what we call friends to their children, and some parents are overly friendly to their children. I mean, you got the children walking around like one of the adults. A
Mhm.
little wild. So it's a thin line like that book, like that song, thin line between love and hate. It's a thin line how you gotta play it as a parent that determines that. And honestly, there's a level of success
Hmm.
that you have to have that you have to have. And there's a level of confidence in which you have to move to impact your children's lives.
And
Uh,
humbleness.
yeah, it's and humbleness. But a lot of parents walk around and it's like, I'm struggling and I'm hurting and I need to change my life and I can't. And you know, like just like a lot of our music friends, we tell them all day long how to get their music together, how to sell, and they still walking around and they got kids.
Hmm.
You know what I'm saying? They got
So
kids.
let me ask you, success, as a parent and as a rapper, who do you listen to? Are there any artists you listen to that influence you besides Ye? Are there any artists that you listen to and influence you?
Yep. And you know what's crazy? Besides the older artists that were on my age level, right? For me, it's visually performances that really influence me now.
Mm.
But artists that I listen to that really influence me are nowhere near the artists that anyone would expect. I listen to Trippie Redd now, and I'm like, wow, I see why my son goes in the room and closes the door and listen to Trippie Redd.
Hmm.
I find myself listening to artists like Playboy Cardi or artists like Tyler the Creator, you know, and I'm like, okay. I find myself I'll listen to an artist like 21 Savage. I listen to an artist like Future because
Right.
I'm like, those are more my peers, right? They more in my age group. You know what I'm saying? So it's like, all right, yeah, I can. So when people be like, oh, that feature this, that feature that, I'm like, dang, it's always the older people that's like in their 50s and their 60s telling me because I'm kind of in media, you're in a wide age group. You know what I'm saying? It's like I talk to people as young as 12, as old as 70.
Right.
So it's like when I hear those people talk about how the music is today, they're
Hmm.
attacking artists like us, you
Hmm.
know, and the music that we make because we make the exact same music.
Don't we?
You know, so when like it's reasons why I can't listen to an artist like Jay-Z. You know, I mean, when I was younger, that was in the time of a East Coast, West Coast beef.
Hmm.
And because I was one of those fans that was music loving, I didn't think that beef was life threatening, right? So I chose what music sounded better. And the West Coast had the better sounding music at the time.
Hmm.
It's no brainer why even when I started to do music, people said to me, "You sound Southern, bro. Are you from the South?" I'm like, "No, I'm not." But they make the better music. They
Mm.
were influencing me at that time, and still today, the South is the biggest influence in music to me. You know,
What about
so
what about you, Jezebel? You got any artists that influence you?
I wouldn't say artists, but there are a few people, of course, that influence me, like Oprah,
Hmm.
Wendy Williams, Charlemagne, um, P, Coach K, um, what's his name? Steven, I forgot his last name. Gazi. It's so many people that
No, no, no.
Oprah,
I mean,
like
like listening to, like, in terms of music. Is there anybody who influences you through songs, lyrics, anything like that? No.
mm-mm.
Mm.
No, that shit is for fun. Um, I
Mm.
could say like get me through moments, maybe, but not nothing I as like aspire from music.
Okay, okay.
You
Really.
know what? And like I love how you said that, right? Because that's exactly how I like to pick the artists that I listen to, right?
Mhm.
Who can get me through the moment?
Right.
And that's how I pick my favorite artists.
Mhm.
How many times and how many different moments have you gotten me
They
through?
got me through.
You feel me? I mean, like when
Hmm.
I first heard the college dropout, y'all have to listen to me, understand me on this. When I first heard the college dropout, right? I heard the bootleg version, which didn't have all the songs on it. I walked into
Yeah,
my now
that's
wife's
how I
house.
heard it too.
At the time, she was my girlfriend. I walked to her house. And she actually had the CD version, and she played this song "Spaceships" for me. At that
It sounded
time, I
different.
was working at Home Depot. You know what I'm saying? And I said, "Yo, what
This is what
is
you want to play.
this song?" Not only did I walk and quit. Not only did I quit that job within weeks after hearing that album, you know what I'm talking about? I went and bought that album 3 times.
Couldn't have
Three
been that
No, I
times.
long.
bought it once, didn't lose it. I still got it.
Now
Couldn't have been that long.
I bought one to play in my car, one to play in my house, and one to never open.
Oh, see, I had a CD burner, so once I bought it once, I got it.
You was one of those people, eh? A pirater.
Oh,
I didn't
no,
do all
like
that. I didn't do
no.
all
Let
that.
me tell you, it fucked me up because I heard the bootleg version first, right? And when I heard "All Falls Down," it didn't have that beat on it. Remember on the bootleg version, it was just like, "And I promise, I'm so self conscious." Like you can hear him breathing
Yep.
and all that
It
shit
was
on
like
that joint.
live. Yeah.
Yeah. So when that joint came out with the beat, I was like, "What the fuck is this?
Yep.
This shit is amazing!" Like this shit is
Changed my
amazing.
life, bro. Changed my life. I wanted to
That
only
album,
hear stuff that Kanye West had done.
no, let me tell you, at that time, it was the Kanye West album, and I think 50 Cent Get Rich or Die Trying. Them two albums right there at that time, like at
Yeah.
that time period,
Now listen, I ain't gonna lie to you. 50 cents, Get Rich or Die
Get Die
Trying.
Trying. You played from the coin drop until track
I mean, like
19.
that album had you riding around looking for enemies that hate to say that they hate
Many
you.
men, like,
It's
bruh,
like, yo, like, don't you hate me? Like that is the era where you was like glorifying any. I was like looking for someone. I didn't have any enemies in the street, and I was looking for one. I wanted one. I had to make up some. You know what I'm saying? Like, yeah, like, cause riding around and singing that song and playing that album, man, I felt like the hardest nigga in the street.
bruh,
Cause
from beginning to end, those two albums were albums you played from track 1 to 21 and track 1 to 19.
yes,
You know what I'm saying? Like,
yes.
these days, it's a skip.
No, not off. Listen, there's really two artists that I find unskippable
Who's that?
over the last 7 years. J. Cole and Future.
The albums?
Yes.
No, I
Since 2013, really for me, and there's been people that have there's sources tell me that it's been before that for them, but since 2013, since Forest Hills Drive dropped, J. Cole has been Mr. Unskippable.
I can't lie. I skipped through that. Like I listened to it fully, but I skipped through it, and I have my favorites on there. You know what I'm saying? Like I can't say every single song on there is my favorite.
No, I need a minute.
I can't say every single song on there is my favorite, and I can't say every single song on KOD is my favorite either.
Okay, give me an artist that you have. You don't have any artist that you deemed unskippable in today's era.
Mm, in today's era,
Male or female?
so in today's era, the last few albums that I went through and like I'll listen to the whole thing again because see I even go back and listen to albums because I like them. I like albums I can listen to the whole thing through. Like now I will go through I think there was a SZA album, a Ty Dolla Sign album, and like the last Drake album I listened the whole way through was the Nothing Was the Same, and I feel like that was years ago. And Lil Wayne, the last joint I listened to was that Funeral.
which was a good album. So, okay. Speaking of Lil Wayne,
And I honestly feel like Lil Wayne's mixtapes are better than his albums. I'm just gonna say it. The mixtapes be cranking like shit. The mixtapes
oh,
be on repeat. The mixtapes be going the fuck off. And the albums, I don't feel like I don't know. I don't know if it's too polished or I don't know what it is, but the albums don't be the same as the mixtapes.
without a shadow of a doubt, his mixtapes are like a straight flex of
Nigga,
like I'm better than you.
nigga, it
I'm
fucks
better
me up.
than y'all.
Cause every time I be like, Wayne fell off, he don't got it no more. Then he come out with a mixtape, and I'm like, damn, this nigga still got it. Like,
His albums, he always makes sure he give you a couple of records to let you know he still got it, but it's basically all radio cuts. But Mixtape Wayne is definitely one of those artists that he gets into that mode where he's telling the world there is no rapper better than me.
yeah,
I saw Lil Wayne perform live on the Amazon Live, and
amazing.
I had to give him his props.
He
His
got
outfit, not so much. Music wise,
he got it.
I had to post. I don't think there's no artist that can compete with Lil Wayne in the versus format.
No, no, it's too many.
I used to say Kanye could,
Now,
but I had to be respectful and I have to acknowledge that he's going to throw in his mixtapes because they are a part of his catalog
yes,
because of the way that they sold and changed the game. And when we throw in mixtape Wayne, he's unbeatable.
and let me just say that I do believe in Kanye, but the only thing is that Kanye has written and produced some of those songs for Wayne, so that wouldn't even be a fair battle.
Wayne wouldn't even have to do those records.
Man, nah, those are some of them joints that Wayne. Them joints that Ye wrote.
Now, you're going to stop calling him Ye. It's Ye. And
Yeah.
secondly, I am glad that you are back because this next segment here is going to take us a while.
Wow.
Now, I'm sure you all were buzzing this week as the internet was on fire
Yes.
because of comments made by 121 Savage.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Now, the Mr. Irrelevant or Mr. Unirrelevant is the case that is going on. Relevant or not irrelevant is going to be first what I want to go around the room and ask. Before you guys give me your reasons, I just want to hear relevant or not relevant. You guys can go in 5, 4, 3, 2, 1, go.
Not relevant.
Relevant.
I am so glad this happened. Now, J Money, I'm not gonna lie, I was really expecting you to say not relevant. I'm looking in the comment section. I see always relevant. And let's go ahead and start there before we get into the nitty gritty.
Well,
Why is Nas? What is why? Look, all right, did we dive? Are we diving into the word what relevant means?
a little bit.
Yeah.
Okay, I just want to acknowledge that it's just a little bit for everyone watching. We're only diving into the true definition just a little bit. That means not 100%. This is just a little bit. Go ahead, J Money. I'm
Relevance is to what's in the room. You know what I'm saying? If it's going to be relevant to you if you're listening to it. It's going to be relevant to you if it's coming up on the channels you watch, on the stuff that you do on a daily basis. It's not going to be relevant to you if you're not listening to it. It's not going to be relevant to you if you hit shuffle on your playlist and this artist doesn't come up. But to some people, it will be relevant. And it will always be relevant because that's on their playlist forever. You know what I'm saying? They can hit shuffle and it will still bring back whatever Nas did recently, whatever Nas did in the past. It's relevant to them because of their relevancy. it's not going to be relevant to somebody who never listened to her, who was never a fan of Nas. Nah, he's not going to be relevant to him because they never listened.
Any artist that's only found in the shuffle is not relevant.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, let's just be quite 100%. Let's look at our last album that was this year. Less than 30,000 people ran to get that. That was like lower than Rick Ross numbers. That led Rick Ross to go buy cows and other stuff and get into agriculture and start cutting his own trees and doing his own lawn because he realized I'm not relevant no more. Nobody is checking for me. I mean, listen.
You can make yourself relevant, right?
I like how you said relevance compared to what's in the room. Right now in our room is Drake. Right now in our room is 21 Savage. Right now in our room is The Future, Lil Baby. You know what I'm saying? Cardi B.
Mm-hmm.
When you have to figure out what's going on there first.
Right.
And even when you start looking at the back era, he's still not even on a relevance level when he's talked to the people, his own counterparts like Jay-Z and them.
All right, so now can we use a word other than relevant? Because I feel like really what it is popping at the time, or you know what I'm saying, influential at the time, or subject of matter at the time, or on the top 100.
Well, look at you want to show the world that you are a rapper and you have millions of ways to say one thing relevant.
Like, you know what I'm saying? It's because I feel like really 21 Savage said the word relevant, but I really feel like he was saying he's not in the league with me right now.
Yeah, relevant.
I don't see him.
No, that's what relevant.
He's not competition
means.
to me right now because I don't see him. You know what I'm saying? He's not
relevant.
That's the definition of relevant.
He's not relevant. If I
just because he don't see him, don't mean that other people aren't seeing him. You feel what I'm saying? That's what I'm saying.
But nobody's really seeing them unless
it doesn't matter who. It doesn't matter. It doesn't matter if I throw a pebble in the water and it makes a few ripples.
Nobody knows.
Congratulations, because if someone
comes behind me throwing the fish gonna know.
If someone comes behind me throwing boulders, he's going to be the one that's like, dude, you're doing too much. Water splashing all everywhere, getting everybody wet on the side shore. That's the person that's relevant. We're going to go and figure out why is he getting us wet over here? Why is he throwing this big old boulder in the water? Not the guy skipping rocks to see how far they go. You know what I'm saying? We all love Nas. We're not saying that Nas isn't a superstar or was a superstar or is a great guy. I saw Kodak Black get on the air and he said he's always relevant. He's relevant because he has a partnership in Ring.
Let me tell you, you can make yourself relevant. Like now, I don't listen to any of Boosie's music. I don't even know if he still puts out music. But I feel like he's still relevant because he's buying fake Jordans and skating and shit. And like, you know what I'm saying? Like doing whatever the fuck he's doing is keeping himself relevant.
I mean, that don't make you relevant. That just make you busy.
No, Boosie is still relevant.
See?
But Nas isn't.
See?
We don't see Nas.
But
Boosie
I understand
is
relevant
because he's always on the time. He's on somebody's timeline.
You see what I'm saying?
Up with the times. Like we're still seeing him. Even if he was to drop some music right now, like most people would know about it. Everybody knew he was dropping a movie, even though nobody went to see it. We knew about it, though. We knew, you know.
Like you
don't know what Nas got going
he black, on. Yeah. Because neither one, like Nas is not black nor white relevant. Boosie is urban relevant. Urban, like they talk. We talking about what 21 Savage was talking about on that Clubhouse little chat line was music, numbers, and doing shows and mega star stuff. That type of relevance. You know, he's not talking about the artist that's yeah, you're gonna do
well, then we gotta look into that a little deeper because you don't think Nas could sell out an arena?
No, not an arena. He can sell out a club.
You don't think so?
Nah, not by himself.
Let me tell you, at this point right now, what
You gotta
21
have
Savage,
Nas and the game. A whole
no,
bunch of people.
what 21 Savage just did was bring relevancy back to Nas. Little do you realize that by him saying that, people are like, oh shit, let me find out about this irrelevant motherfucker.
No, they're
No,
like, who is he talking about? Lil Nas X? Lil Nas X is more relevant than us. He done
exactly.
made the name Nas
And you
relevant.
what?
Nobody even knows who he is
Right,
anymore because of Little Nas.
right, right. No one went back and said, "Ah, let me prove 21 wrong and go get this album to number one in the in the in the world. Let, let's call the radio stations right now to demand them to play that Nas record. See, you only know, I mean, you only relevant if you get TikTok these days.
Right.
And Nas don't make TikTok music, unfortunately. Being relevant is connected to the matter at hand. The matter at hand is music, meaning Nas is relevant. Ah, see, that's where we wrong, Mr. BGM, because
And
the
I
music
like
at
Nas.
hand, no one is checking for it.
He's the
If
person I
there's
listen to for
th-
lyrics.
th- Drake did 600 what million? Drake did 600 million his first week. Kanye West did like 525 million his first week. You're right. The and Kanye, and I don't know what Jay-Z did, but Jay-Z has been nominated for yet another Grammy. You know, him and Beyonce working on a new album. So Nas did 28,000 units his first week. Rick Ross did 30,000 first week. Put that in perspective. Coy Leray, or whatever her name is,
Boy, Lorraine, don't disrespect the girl.
whatever her name is, did 31,000 her first week.
That's not bad.
It's not bad. But you telling me Nas ain't doing Coy numbers?
Oh wow.
And we talking about relevance.
Mm-hmm.
Relevance is the being checked for at the time, unfortunately, y'all. When it's not a question, everywhere you turn, we're talking about you. It's about you. And unfortunately, Nas' last album wasn't hitting like that. It didn't do it for everybody. You know? So y'all gotta stop playing around like y'all like conscious rap. that's what America gotta stop doing. Stop it. You don't like conscious rap. And Nas is a conscious rapper. 100%. So when conscious rappers become relevant, nah, they only as relevant when they're working and until that project is done. The only conscious rapper that's able to maintain relevance is J. Cole to me. Why? Because he can jump on anybody's record and play their game and still play his game. That's a different animal. You think J. Cole is gonna do only 24, 28,000, less than 30,000? Nah. And most old rappers, y'all gotta understand, most old rappers do not understand this new era and this game and how it works. They're still doing things like they perceived it was happening in the 90s. They get on the phone, they call up people and they say things like, yeah, I'm going back on tour. Oh, we want give us 10,000, give us 50,000 a show, and we in there. You know, they get their bag, and that's all that matters to them. They only make music when it's time to get the bag again. But you know, they don't know what all those people behind the scenes was doing for them in the 90s that made them real stars. Because they thought that it was just them busting their rhymes. So now all those people not moving for them no more because they all indie and they old and they calling up their old connections of people that now program directors at maybe a radio station. But he ain't got no real connections anywhere else, and they call him up and they say, yo, man, put me on, give me an interview. I'm dropping something new. And they do it because they're legends, not because they're relevant.
Mm.
I mean, like, it's crazy that uh 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 if you watch numbers, type in their interviews on half of these new like blog shows that interview these people. You know what I'm saying? And type in other artists, like if they artists interview artists like Lil Baby. Look at the number difference and people of views that watch those interviews. When you watch their posts, when you watch their followers and things like that, which a lot of people, I don't get caught up in that. You know what I'm saying? But a lot of people don't even understand that is still a flex of knowledge in this game. I love when I see an old artist with over like 20 million monthly listeners on Spotify.
Mm.
I love it because I'm like, all right, all right. But then it be hurting me sometimes when I look at their records and like I'm doing more numbers than them. And I'm like, oh man, why this song only got 30,000, 100,000 streams right now? I'm like, dang, it's only not a month.
Nobody's checking for it probably. For the most
I
part,
mean,
checking for it.
there be a lot of things going on and all artists don't understand, and they got more access, but they don't ask the questions because I was looking at your show this morning, J Money, and one thing the guy said, egos.
Yeah,
And that is really what all the old artists walk around with every day.
yeah, ego.
Yep. But that's what
And
made them great. That's what made them legends, though. You know what I'm saying?
in a
That's what
way,
made them legends. Now, listen, honestly, look, this is why I say that's what made them legends, right? Hear me out. Let me put the light on real quick. Hear me out. I say that's what made them legends because in a time when the record labels were just looking for black people to share their message and make a lot of money off of, they found people who did not understand what was happening in the rap game. And these people had their egos that had them walking around not asking no questions as long as things were moving.
right?
And they was able to be going number one, going, what I'm saying, able to go around the world and do everything they needed to do and move with the perception that they are the baddest thing walking, the most best artist walking, the best artist performing, and the labels did not care because they was getting paid all day long. Right now we're living with a time where artists are just really too smart, and that's why we see a lot of artists that we deem that we don't like getting on because they're playing the same game. Their egos are bigger than the knowledge. They like if you can't say you're the best if you're turning down the big checks and the
Right.
big moves because you want to be the boss or you are the boss. You know what I'm saying?
Mm-hmm.
It's like a lot of artists do not like being in other artists' shadows until it's their time.
They don't know how.
I mean, they don't know how, but yeah, I watch the biggest artist in the world, Drake, still big up Lil Wayne every chance he get. I watch one of the biggest artists in the world, Kanye West, still big up Jay-Z, no matter how bad Jay-Z shit on him every chance he get.
Fact.
You know what I'm saying? But yeah, you got all like, I ain't following nobody. I'm my own man. I'm a boss. You
Yeah,
know what I'm saying?
I was just telling somebody, don't be scared to hire people and have people who are professional and know how to do this shit. Do that part, like
Oh, you talking about pay people?
man.
Ooh, that's that word. That's that word. Budget that people don't know.
They be scared of that word too. Have a budget and pay people. Like, you know what I'm saying? You want something done. The first thing they're gonna ask you is what's your budget? As soon as you blah, 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 blah. I don't know. Nigga, say a number. And if they can work with it, they can. If they can't, then nigga, that's still your budget. Nigga, if you say I got $300, I'm trying to make something happen. Okay. Well, this is what you could do for 300. You know what I'm saying? Like, if you got a low budget, you got a low budget, but have one. Don't be scared. You know what I'm saying? Like, if you want things to happen, yes, you're gonna need other people. You can't do everything by yourself. Yes, they have cameras and drones with follow mode and things like that, but you need people. People, you know what I'm saying? You need people there.
See now, That is a funny post. If you're willing to say you're going to kill your community, you can get on.
Mm,
I mean,
You guys find this to be true?
not at all.
is that it's yeah, that's the entertainment. Like you said, it's supposed to be fun. It's entertainment. I mean, what are the number one movies in the world? Action movies,
Yeah, never done football.
suspenses, thrillers,
Yeah, dramedy.
dramas.
Mm-hmm.
Uh yeah. Documentaries is probably the most number one things that people watch on Netflix
Really?
that people don't talk about after it's done. It's like, did you see that? Oh, did you see that? All right, it's over. You saw that movie? You saw that movie Squid Games? Y'all go watch Squid Games. You know what I'm saying? Like, we done talking about the Dama joint. That was a good month, maybe. We done. Everybody still talking about Squid Games.
Yep.
People talking about, I can't wait to see season two. I'm like, we
Yes.
already know what's gonna happen. Y'all, how's it gonna be season two? You know what I'm saying? So come on, y'all like documentary we talk about for a little while. That's why all the conscious rappers are the same way. It's like, oh yeah, they talking about your life, but yeah, that's cool, you know. Like, see, the thing about it is, they don't what. It's like they want you to say you're willing to kill your community, yes, but they don't want you to actually be dumb enough to do it because you're killing dollars.
Mm,
They don't
that.
want you to. They don't want you to say that you're going to kill your community. They want you to cater to your community.
Mm.
Hold on one second. I don't know what this is or why this is happening.
I don't totally agree. I think that there are different ways to get on, but like when you see certain things, people are influenced by it. When people see certain ups and downs and certain type of struggles, I think they're influenced by it. Like even because I think what Fat Trail came home today.
What?
Yeah, and so like I guess
Congratulations, Petro.
yeah he came home I think this morning or something, and so
Okay.
they're all anticipating like yeah let's see what he's gonna do this time because you know last time he only was home for a month.
I mean, listen, that doesn't even help sell records, but we're talking about the fact that, bro, in the community, they're killing every day.
Mm-hmm.
That's the problem that I was talking about last week. When they say rappers is the dangerous thing in the world. Nah, just being out on the block is the dangerous thing in the world.
Mm-hmm.
And because in today's world, all we are preaching is you gotta have your own money to get on, you gotta have your own money to get on, and it's damn near pretty much preached to sell drugs to get on, and you're gonna be it. They already putting themselves in a dangerous situation. Well, why not talk to the community that's paying for all the music, the community that's standing outside? I was getting Burger King last night, right?
Uh-huh.
And it was so backed up. I mean, backed up. Three employees: the manager, the cooker, and the drive-through worker, right? And the manager was so stressed out that he said, "I have to help. If y'all don't mind, give me a second. I'm about to start making everybody's orders." And everyone was like, "Well, about time because it's backed up. Long drive-through line. The
Feel
stores.
like the fuck.
What are you gonna do?" This man pulls out his speakers, boombox, boom, and turns on Lil Durk and gets to making burgers. And I mean, not even the clean version. So I'm just saying to myself, this is the manager. And he's up in the joke. I don't respond to shit by Vaughn. You know what I'm saying? I'm like, well, hi, hi. You know what I'm saying? Once I got my food, I gave my man a pound. I said, way to put that music on and get to it, cuz you knocked this shit out. By the time I got my food, it was just two people left. He killed it. And I was like, you know what? That trap music really inspired that young bull
Mm-hmm.
to get to work. I used to listen to when I was at work. It used to be like, if it was this time of the year, it get like real corny, like Christmas songs and shit. All I don't want to be there.
Mm.
I could imagine if they had let me pick my music that inspired me and made me get moving. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
I would have turned on some Pac or something other than that. I remember the first time I was working at this one job and I heard the a Millie song come on, the a Millie,
Yeah,
and
maybe.
I was like, wow, they giving us this joke. That joke played like 20 times a day. It was like Lil Wayne that called the store and had a contract. You feel me,
Bruh. He probably did.
bruh? I was happy because it was a Millie, then white song, a Millie, white song, a Millie. I was good to go. So, yeah, we talk about what's the most influential music. What, ain't nobody dumb. They want to talk to the people. They want to talk to the people. And honestly, did you see the comedian that says that if you want to hear white people saying nigger, play Call of Duty?
For real?
He says any white person that plays Call of Duty says the word nigger. And it's really interesting because I want to start asking my white friends that play Call of Duty. It was interesting because one of my friends, I played with a white guy on my game, and one of my friends, he said, yo, did he say nigger the other night while we were playing Call of Duty? You know what I'm saying? And then I seen this joke, and I didn't think he said it. You know, I don't know if he said it. I really don't even care if he said it. But now there's going to be something that I have to look into. But there's a rapper
that know who's white and who's black.
Man, that's the beauty of it. We don't know. We just assume based on the voices.
Did y'all see? Did y'all see that?
A black person that said it.
That'd be crazy. Like, you nigger. Fuck nigger. You know what I'm saying? Like, now that's crazy. But even still, there's a hint of blackness in it that you can tell. That is like, you tripping out here. But there was a rapper that wrote a song and dropped a video pretty much playing to start letting white people use the word freely. And of course, he's a no name, so I'm not going to give him one. But this is his attempt to go viral and be on. What do y'all think about songs like that?
I don't know. I'm kind of conflicted about it.
What do y'all think about even just the idea of now white people should be able to just, if they want to say it, they can say it.
Nobody should say it. I don't want to hear nobody say it, honestly. It ain't a preference thing. It ain't a this thing. Because it was an interview that Charlamagne had did with somebody, and he was like, he said he can't stop using the word. It's ingrained in him. And one of the comments was like, yeah, but he wouldn't dare say the F word. So we could train ourselves not to say the F word, fag, or whatever. You know what I'm saying? We could train ourselves not to say that, while we can't train ourselves not to say the N word.
Because that word doesn't affect our money.
I mean, okay. I just feel like nobody should say it.
It's like playing football.
You know, like, I see how they bleep it out of the radio, but like, I mean, it should be how it used to be before. Like, why are we bleep? Just don't make a version of the song and use something. Don't say it.
I mean, like, I get it. I am one of those people that firmly believe that it is free for us to say it as much as we want to, because it's what we were called. And I think it's all in context, and it's no different than, I guess, any term that you just have been called so long, and it's just now just whatever. It's embedded to talk like that. It's embedded to talk like that. I don't think that people are using the word like, hey, we're niggas. Yes, we acknowledge that every day we are niggas. The way we move, when we make sure that we look a certain way, act a certain way, so that we're not approached by the law. You know what I'm saying? Like, we're acknowledging it without saying it. I'm a nigga. when I go in certain neighborhoods and or certain places in certain areas, and I have to acknowledge that I am a nigga here. You know what I'm saying? So it is no reason for or no reason why I should be told, hey, just get rid of that word when it's not going to leave the mental of the people that view me as it anyway.
Mm, go ahead, J Money, because we could go back and forth all day. I still disagree because there is. Then we break down black people, and not all black people, you know, feel that way. I guess that other cultures look at them as that. Um,
Yeah, it's a lot of black people that walk around. How can we say it? Blind,
yeah, I mean,
because until
other black people look at, and like I said, I'm trying to stop saying the word right. So other black people look at the N word as like really, really derogatory. It's not only people that's not black that look at that. You know what I'm saying? So I don't know. It's kind of like people don't want to be called that. Like a lot of people are not really embracing that.
right,
It's a small select that are, but that doesn't speak for everybody. So just because you embrace it and you want to put it in your music and you want people to call you this derogatory term, does that mean I want to? So you are encouraging other people to do it. Like I most people that say it that's not black m- these days have black friends that say it and allow them to say it, or are married to people outside of their race and they say it so much in the household that it gets picked up and they're okay with it. Like it's just we just need to abolish the whole word. I mean, I definitely feel strongly now that I'm getting older. I feel strongly about it. However, I mean, I don't mind hearing it in the music, but if they took it out, I wouldn't miss it. I'll say.
I just feel like it's only a few things that you can do to take your power back in certain things, not everything, but like it's like
But
that
are
is
you taking your power back if you're offended because somebody that doesn't look like you used a
no,
sweet
no
that
honestly,
you use?
that's a respect barrier, right? That's a respect barrier. If someone is telling me don't call them a nigger or a nigga, then I totally respect that. You're not a nigga, bruh. You're good, bruh, or ma'am, whatever the case may be, right, sister, whatever. But at the end of the day, that person wouldn't be in my circle. That person wouldn't be in my core group of people that I talk to every day, all the time, right? That is maybe a person that I see in passing. That may be a person that I see every once in a blue moon, or never going to see again. So they're not my nigga. They're not a part of my community. That is, at the end of the day, the nigga is the form a major form of ownership. That's what it was in the beginning. Like, this is my nigga. Like, don't that's my nigga. Nigga this,
All
nigga
right.
that. So
So so first and foremost, let me just say both to both of y'all, nigga. And after that, both of y'all niggas lunching. Like, what the fuck is y'all talking about? Like, you're trying to buy. Last week, didn't you say you was a white man and didn't you say you was Asian? Y'all niggas don't need to be saying nigga anyway. Like, leave that nigga shit alone.
listen, like I
Y'all
said,
just
it was the
I
ultimate
just
form of ownership.
I
And
just
once I realized I was a white man, I realized why I say it so much.
well,
I was
no.
blessed with this black
But
skin to get away with it.
okay, so my understanding of the word nigga outside of just saying it right, because even when females use it about guys, it can be, he's cute or whatever. But what I understand a nigga to be is a lazy ass black person. So no, I'm not a nigga.
never
Like,
ignorant getting goals accomplished. You never heard the acronym? Never
I
ignorant
mean,
getting goals
people
accomplished.
start making up whatever they want to make up for it to mean
Right.
whatever they
So
wanted to mean. But
everything is made up.
let's go back to why we're upset that people are using the word anyway. It's
What?
derogatory, whatever.
So
The
listen, we
people
have
that
to
are upset
listen.
about it, to me, in my opinion, are the people who acknowledge that they were deeply affected negatively by it. Period. It's always you don't know what we had to go through. You don't know what my folks had to stand up and fight against to have that word never said to them, and you're just
So
using it freely. Well, I'm sorry. Like I said, it's the ultimate. We've acknowledged that word to mean something of ownership, to mean
listen,
something of yeah, ownership. So when we use it, we're owning the fact that this is our people, like this is our person that we're with.
like listen, you have to understand that all words are made up, right? And they don't, you may not realize it, but they call them spelling words. They call them curse words for a reason, because you are cursing at somebody. You are putting a curse at them when you're saying fuck you to them. You know what I'm saying? When you're saying certain words to them, it's you're cursing at them because you're cursing. Is it cursing when you're just saying it playfully, like, oh man, fuck that? Is that still cursing? Or is it a curse when it depends on how it's being used. So everything at the end of the day is made up. All words are made up.
I mean, the
You know,
fact
and
that
we
the fact
sit
that it's
on
called the curse word is
right,
made up,
right.
I mean, I don't know.
and
You
it's
see what I'm saying?
every.
So at the end of the day, it's perspective. It's on how you taking it, how it's being used, and how it's being called. I understand that it could be detrimental to somebody who it, you know what I'm saying, there were signs like, you know, and back, you know what I'm saying, but to other people, yes, you're right. We're using it in a time where it's like, oh, it's a friendly term. We're not using it in a cursing way. You know what I'm saying?
I
Yeah,
It
mean,
this
I
depends
is
think
on
I think now it's also going to classism too, because when you start existing in certain spaces, like with certain
mhm.
black people of certain affluence, like
yeah.
they're
Yeah.
not just throwing that word around insulting each other like
No,
that.
you're not.
Right.
No, you're not.
That's what I'm
You're
saying.
not. You're not. And like, let me tell you what I've realized. Right, I've been in rooms like conference settings
Right.
with all the top like millionaire people, and they're talking about $1 million decisions.
Up
And
top.
then once that meeting is over, it's me and one of the millionaires. And as soon as that door closes and everyone's gone, he's like, "You hear that nigga? That nigga crazy, isn't he?" You know what I'm saying? And it's like, what? Hell yeah, I realized that, oh, he's one of me. He's me. Like that, I'm looking at it like, oh, I could be a millionaire. All you gotta do is, like you said, it's that thing about respect, knowing who, when, where. If I still see a elderly lady, yes,
Exactly.
ma'am, no, ma'am.
Right.
Exactly the point.
Right.
So you shouldn't be just like even when you're in spaces with people that don't look like you, like don't give them. That's just like you disrespecting your parent in front of people. Does that give them the okay to then disrespect your parent? No. So you don't like it's certain times and places if you want to use that shit to your friends or however, cool. But don't get mad when the Chinese person use it when you've been using it in front of them all day, basically telling them it's okay and that's how you want to be called or whatever.
100%. And that's why I don't get mad if I hear a white person use the word nigga.
You gotta
I
stop.
will put a
Be
white
white
person
man.
in place if they call me a nigga or my nigga. If they say that to me, my nigga, you know what I'm saying? I
Mhm.
will put them in place. But if they're saying this nigga tripping, this nigga blowing me, I wish this nigga would move. You know what I'm saying? And they're with me, I'm not offended. Even if they're not with me, I'm not offended you know, until it becomes an offensive situation to me. And honestly,
White man.
I understand the word nigga is an
White man.
ignorant person.
You got one more time, white man. Stop that shit.
You're right, my brother. But the word nigger is an
My
ignorant.
hey.
Oh, the N word was used to describe an ignorant person. So it is definitely how it's used. There's plenty of words. Listen, I can't go and call my wife a B. I can't wake up and be like this, B, bitch, hey, bitch, come in.
Some
But
girls
it's
do
like y'all
that.
get around your girlfriends and
Mhm.
it's, bitch, you look good today. Bitch, stop playing with me. Bitch, this, bitch, that.
Mm.
So we have acknowledged in our culture that there are certain things that we
Don't
just have that we've owned to
mhm.
take back our power. There's a reason why.
And I
Now
think
I know
just
you're gonna
like
argue me this. I
a
know you're gonna argue me with this. But
racial
the
undertone.
reason why y'all approach each other like bitch, 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 is because it's to take back the power of the word. It's to make it less effective when it's heard negatively. I
Mm,
mean, like, I'm calling my niggas, you my nigga, what up, nigga, what up, nigga? So if someone calls me a nigga, I'm able to approach it a different way when I hear it. I'm able to not jump off the rails, and it's trained in my ears and I hear it all the time.
I mean, tomato, tomato.
Don't hate me because of where I was born, J Money. Don't hate me because I'm blessed. I'm Blade. I'm like the Blade of racism, bro. Like I'm like a day walker and a night walker. I could walk amongst the white people because I'm one of them, but I could be amongst the black people because we all look alike.
Shut your white ass up.
I'm just saying though, like, mm.
So let's see here.
What the fuck?
Yes, we are acting up. It is the ER as opposed to the A. That is true. If the ER is used on it, then something is totally wrong. But the A used at the back of it is 100% good pickings.
Wait, you talking about the emergency room and the ambulance? What is the oh at the end?
Are you crazy?
My bad.
That's you know what? You know what? Put the indicas down. Put the indicas down. Put the indicas down.
It's down for a second.
So I was watching your show this morning, J Money.
Yes, sir.
Y'all talking some pretty decent stuff. Some real decent stuff, man.
Yeah. We get into the nitty gritty.
Yeah,
And so
yeah,
it's
yeah.
really about the things they don't say to independent artists. I think it's just important that you learn about your business and how to get your money and how to, you know what I'm saying, do what you are meant to do. Like if you have a talent and you know that you're meant to use it, figure out how to use that. That's important.
There was a segment on there about YouTube beats and reaching out to the producers of said beats.
Mm-hmm.
Please do, please
It's
do,
that simple.
please.
Y'all know
See,
I gotta don't you Oreo success. I like that, Tony. Hey, Tony, give me a white face on turn me white face on the picture. But I have to say this. I don't like you people I don't think that artists after a certain amount of time, if you're on year 2 in your journey,
mm-hmm.
you should not be using YouTube beats.
You shouldn't. But what I do believe is that if you reach out to YouTube, they're connected to Gmail. If they have a YouTube, they have a Gmail. So if you're listening to these beats for fun with your friends and doing whatever on YouTube, email that artist and be like, "Hey, look, I'm trying to do something with it." They'll be happy to get splits. They'll be happy to be like, "Oh, you're really serious about this?"
I do not take artists that get their beats from YouTube or BeatStar serious.
Why not?
I mean, like this, right?
So
You
I know
are
producers.
showing. Go ahead.
I know producers who put their beats on YouTube and on BeatStars.
I
Right?
know. I know. I know.
I don't get those beats from them, but I do get beats from them.
I am a firm believer in doing your job as a rapper, or as an artist. Let's not even say rapper no more. As an artist, you have one job: make music.
Mm-hmm.
The best music to get out, to network, and to put out music. If you're not a beat maker yourself, you need beats. You need a beat maker.
Mm-hmm.
In this game, every artist that has successfully made it is able to be accredited to the beat maker and or producer
Mm-hmm.
that they were able to sit with.
Mm-hmm. And finish that whole
Artists that make music with beats off YouTube and BeatStar are those artists that can't take criticism like what you were saying. That don't like to let people critique and believe that everything is right. Don't believe in things like sound. Don't believe in things like key. Don't believe in things like beats made for you. You know what I'm saying? You ever heard an artist like, yeah, I really like this beat, like, oh, that beat too busy for you.
See, that's why you have to know. But that's what building your team is, right? So it's nothing wrong with getting YouTube beats at the beginning. But what you do from there is, all right, cool. You got your drift, you got your style. When you go into the studio with this engineer, this producer, have a voice memo on your phone. Be like, man, I don't really know, but like, this is what I was thinking, and be humming whatever. This is what I heard. Tap, tap, tap. Like, yeah, I had it like this in my head. Like, you know what I'm saying? Like, you need to be prepared because some people they're not prepared, and their only way to find something or to create music is to go on YouTube and hit shuffle or type in Drake type beat. Or I want a beat like Drake. I want a 21 Savage type beat. And when they type that in, the producer or engineer is going to be irritated because he's like, "You coming in here with another beat that's like already done? Like,
I
what you want
mean,
to do?"
like
You know what
on
I'm
the
saying? Like,
internet, it's easier. It's easier to search
easier.
for producers
Mm-hmm.
on social media or in your local shows that you're doing, right?
Right. That's what you gotta
Than
do.
it is for you to be searching beats for an hour and just downloading every beat you see and then paying to go to the
Now
studio.
let me tell you what the kill is. Now, now these people they can make the beats, but then they don't have the studio. Or then when they go to the studio, you can't get it mixed and mastered. So now you sitting here with like, damn, I might as well have motherfucking got a beat off of YouTube or BeatStars that I could actually take with me because me going here, I'm only getting part of the job done. You know what
Okay,
I'm saying? So
so here's
it
my problem.
simplifies.
So
Huh?
let me give y'all my biggest problem. Well, my main problem.
Mm-hmm.
When you download a beat off of YouTube and BeatStar, there's this beautiful thing at the bottom of it, right? Numbers. How many people liked it? How many people listened to it already? And
Right.
everything. Now, usually I'm just going to be and go out on a limb. I'm assuming that none of these beats that you guys are looking at have 0 views, 0 likes, 0 dislikes,
Of course not.
0 comments, right? So
Mhm.
now you're assuming that in a world of content ID that's been out for maybe 3 or 4 years now, in the world of content ID, you're assuming that, hey, I like this beat. I'm the only person that's thought to download it to make a song of it. Genius, ding.
Nah.
And then you go out and do something like call it an album. The reason why Mixtape Wayne is so badass, you know
Genius.
what I'm saying, is because we knew this was someone else's song, but he turned it so elegantly into his own.
Right.
Now, the thing is, when you have downloaded a song off YouTube, and I'm one of those people who hear it, and I go to Shazam it, and some white man's picture pop up, and I know for
No, it's
sure
not.
I
Yeah.
got this joke from you with locks, or some white lady, or some other dude from Canada or Kansas pops up, and I'm like, dang, I'm now like, what is happening right now? Who is this? And like I'm one of those people that like don't want to use his brain power. So I'm automatically like, he stole somebody's song.
Mm-hmm.
I'm thinking you Luther Vandross as soon as that happens. And y'all already know how I feel about Luther, big and small. If you're gonna do karaoke, I don't think you should be paid like the elites for it. So then
Yeah.
when you asking me, hey Six, why I'm not getting paid for shows? Hey Six, why I'm not getting paid for my music? Hey, I got all these views on this song on YouTube and I ain't getting nothing. I hold it up to the Shazam, and I know if I can see that you already got in your
No.
email
Yeah.
that all your proceeds are going to Mikey and the boys
Right.
because you chose to get your records from somebody
You know,
in Miracle
it's
World.
it's
And
funny
even
as
if you reach
hell.
out, go ahead.
It's funny as hell because I used to record people all up and down, like you know what I'm saying, going around with the laptop recording, and they used to be like, "Yeah, can you download the beat?" And I'd be like, "All right, cool." And I was like, "Oh yeah, I already got this joint downloaded." And I had like 14 motherfuckers rapping on the same beat, and I was just like, "Damn, this shit crazy!" Like I ain't even got to change. I ain't got to change nothing. I just recorded somebody on this shit like an hour ago. You know what I'm saying? Like this shit crazy. Like 14 sessions on the same beat, and that's
But
when I realized that
me and my brother,
YouTube, like, listen, I'm in one city and 14 people recorded on this beat. I went to another city, 3 more people recorded on this same beat. It's no reason you should be
me and my
putting on
brother had a
YouTube.
show literally, I asked him what was he going to perform. He told me the song he was going to perform. I emailed it to the producer. He went outside to smoke. Right? I'm inside. I emailed it to the DJ. He went outside to smoke. The music starts on the group that was before him. He runs up the stairs. They started my shit. I say, no, they're doing your song. I mean, this song had the hook in it and everything already. They just downloaded the song with the hook in it already. And he's like, they started my set. I'm like, no, they're doing your song.
Oh, how
Hey,
does that happen?
how do you feel, America?
We've seen that happen at the showcase a couple times. That shit was amazing.
It's always amazing. And it's like, even if you reach out to that producer who's in internet land, right? First of all, you don't know if he even made the damn beat. That's first. Second of all, you don't know any of if he's sample sources or whatever. Third of all, you don't know if he's already had the same conversation with all thousands of those people that like it.
See, like what people don't realize is that a lot of times what they're doing is they're getting a lease. It's like leasing a car. You know what I'm saying? Like everybody is paying, oh, 25. Oh yeah, I'll give you the beat to you for $25.
How
Now,
about somebody buys it exclusively? Buys the exclusive rights.
it doesn't matter if it's still on YouTube. Even if it got that word sold on it, people still downloading it because it says free beat.
Yeah, but isn't that how their stuff get flagged once you register it and all that stuff?
It doesn't get flagged. It gets contact ID and blacklisted once you put it out. It gives you an email letting you know that record, you can keep it, but the proceeds will go to the original creator of it.
Publisher.
Now, there's some things that I won't tell you guys right now on this show, and even though I got the mask on, I won't have you guys.
You can say it.
Who be doing me? But
you can say it.
The death of copyright has definitely upon us, right? Because copyright is only needed if you in the world of suing somebody. But owning your music and things like that, I'm gonna tell y'all like this: it is a bad move to sue an artist for stealing your song. Yeah, you may get paid, but what do you want to do? How do you want to be? You know what I'm saying? A lot of artists get blacklisted for doing that and never able to do nothing.
I mean, Carrie Hilson is a ladder, but I feel like
look at the artist that sued PNB Rock for the Everyday We Lit song. He got 1.7 million and can't even drop an album.
That's
look,
fine.
Look at Quentin Miller.
Sometimes it's just about respect. It's not about nothing else but respect.
That's a lot of times people just want their credit. You know what I'm saying? And at the end of the day, if they wrote it, give them their writing credit.
I'm gonna tell you like I told this producer. I'm gonna tell you like I told this producer. He hit me. He said, "How can we fix these records? Because they giving the producer credits to someone else, and I made this beat." And I told him, I said, "Yeah, you made the beat, but you're not the producer, though. You know, I need you to understand that." Yeah. And he said, "Yeah, but I still want my credits." And I was like, "Okay, you have to be careful with that because you'll probably get more work now that they know that you're the beat maker, right?"
Beat makers are writers.
Yeah. So I said, "You'll probably get more work now that they know you're the beat maker. Let it be that." So of course he's getting calls. They want me to send them more beats. What do? They still haven't changed the credits on my old or the other record yet. What do? I said, well, send them the records and just keep getting paid. I mean, you know, you'll get the credits, but they probably already have somebody in place to get those credits right there. So he's like, "Nah, I'm gonna get a lawyer involved." I'm like, "I don't think that's a good idea, but you have that right." You know, I advise all my clients that call me for any type of advice. I always tell you the right that you have, but I also tell you how that right will make you look wrong in a way. But he went on ahead, called his lawyer, and his lawyer automatically see dollar signs. You working with a label now, sir? Yes, sir. We're going to call him up and see what's popping. Cha-ching, cha-ching. And now no placements
Right.
for that artist, right? That artist just don't want to work with you anymore. Now it's done. I'm good. I'm good on it.
Yeah, because you brought noise.
So I like we walk a thin line. Like it's like if I make a 3-pointer, if I can really make threes, there's no reason why when the ball is in my hand again, I can't make another one. Mm-hmm. When you beg and fight for certain things, it's kind of like that's all I had. What else I got left? Can I replicate this? Mm-hmm. And honestly, it doesn't matter if you have a hit song. I want y'all to understand that. It doesn't matter if you have a hit song. If someone takes it and make it a hit, right? It wasn't the song that made it a hit. It was the budget that they put behind your song,
right,
that made it a hit that you didn't do.
Right.
It was the extra footwork behind your song that you
they don't know that. They don't realize the marketing, the budgets that they put behind it. You know what I'm saying?
Oh, it's like there's a lot of artists send other artists their songs like, check me out, I should be on, check me out, I'm the next great thing. And then they hear their song stolen, they're like, oh my God, he stole my song. Wait a minute. No, he put your song on. Isn't it easy to call him up and say, hey, I see you like the record and you put it out. Let's do some more business. Let's work on another one.
People don't understand that.
I'll get in the studio. I'll be in LA in 2 weeks. I got some more records I want you to hear.
Ego. Ego too big.
I'm like, listen, I got this mask on for a reason, y'all. Because I ain't supposed to be saying this stuff, man. Like, y'all tripping. It's like, come on, we got to start thinking to ourselves, like, if I know and y'all can't tell me you don't know. If I know my mans make beats and don't tell me you don't know. If I know that guy over there make beats and I'm an artist, I'm not going to scroll YouTube. I'm gonna see about his library and his hard drive. I want to see what beats you got. Mm-hmm. And if I'm already paying to be in the studio and I know this dude make beats, I got 2 hours. You trying to come to the studio with me?
Right.
See, we can make some magic. 8 to 10, 10 to 11. But yet, y'all ask yourselves, why nobody in my neighborhood rocking with me? You don't work with nobody in your community. You out here searching to work with the next great thing in the next community. So why would your community support you? But if your community knew you went down the street and got Lil Jon, and you and Lil Jon started making music, and now it's like, yo, wait a minute. Now you got Lil Ron, and it's not just doing the music, y'all. It's actually taking care of your business. Mm-hmm. I don't want y'all thinking, oh yeah, we all getting together just making music and we lit now. Oh yeah, the community fuck with us. Nah, take care of your business. Make each other rich. Start making more people in your community rich. Mm-hmm. Y'all start getting money together and stop shooting each other. Please. I mean, it's simple stuff. We tell you, get your PROs, register your music with your publishing companies, register your music with your publishing administration.
How many times you gotta say the same shit?
I don't even know, man.
Oh man.
I be shutting the fuck up. I ain't saying it no more.
Listen, anything to like I feel like Moses, but I don't want to be Moses because
but listen, you know why I don't say it? Because maybe it's not relevant. Maybe I'm saying irrelevant shit that people don't need to hear. And I keep saying the same irrelevant shit, and that's why nobody's hearing it.
No, you know why nobody hear you, J Money?
It's not relevant.
Nah, see, you not Nas. But the thing is, you wear too many hats.
Yeah.
Right? So it's like people look at you and it's like, oh, it's easy for him to say follow your dreams as a rapper. He's living off his acting. He's gonna make it regardless because he's an actor first and he's a rapper second, or he's a rapper first and an actor second. You know what I'm saying? Like, yo, your spectrum is so wide. So they say to themselves, do I have to make music and act to be successful? What's going on? Like, how does
No,
this
you
work?
don't. You just
How
need
does
to do something. It don't matter what the fuck you do. Just do something.
At the end of the day, that's what I tell them. Do something.
Do something.
People look at me. Listen, people look at me. They're like, oh, like he doing a podcast. He's not a rapper. He do the radio. He's not a real rapper. You know, like oh. And I look at him. I'm like, okay, well, 4 albums later, in less than a year, you tell me who's the rapper.
Yeah.
But maybe I'm not a rapper. Who even knows anymore? I don't know. I just want to live. I just want to rock. You know what I'm saying?
Whoa.
I just want to live and I just want to rock, man. So what more can we ask for real in today's world? We are real live at a point. We are real live at that point where we have to start asking ourselves, what is really important? You know, because like B just said, if you're talking about killing your community, it do seem like you can get on faster, but honestly, it's because someone is really paying for that shit to get put out there like that.
Right.
Someone is really like, ooh, hey, this should be here. Let's go here. Let's go there.
But the thing I tell people, and I've been saying this to them, if you want to invest $75 an hour or whatever an hour on studio time, 300, 500, 700 on your video and the cameraman, why not put that same money behind the marketing? Why not put that same money behind going to the radio station and being like, hey, can you play my song? I got $350.
No,
why not put that money behind, hey, look, like I shot the video, let me get some marketing on my YouTube. Hey, can you
ask it more cynical than that though? Ask it more ask the question more cynical than that, J Money.
What you mean?
Ask them if a record label is gonna sit up there and tell you, yeah, we put $250,000 behind this artist. Yeah, we just put 50,000. Big Sean, we laughed at 5-year foreign who said, yeah, man, Mace put $5,000, give me $5,000, man, and I was on. We laughed at Big Sean who said Kanye gave me $15,000 and I was on. You know, he put $15,000 behind me, and I was on. And we say to ourselves, I want to be the next Big Sean. I need $15,000. That's all I need. You didn't say that.
That's not what it is.
Yeah, we are not willing to follow in people's footsteps anymore. We are too ashamed to say, I want to be like that man, and I can do exactly that. I can follow that man. I can ride that coattail, and I can do exactly what he's doing. All I have to do is follow the mentor. Back in my days, that's what we used to have, people called mentors. I don't know. I think maybe it's a few people, select few people that still have a mentor. Select few. I mean, and I'm not even about to use the word role model. Oh boy. Now there's a curse word.
Right.
Role models. Ooh, I said it again. We may get banned after this. I said it twice. But we know they don't exist anymore. Shoot. You gotta ask a younger, like, who your role model? They're like, what? Nobody for real.
For real, nobody.
I ain't got nobody to look up to. You're like, huh?
How?
You listen to this artist every day. You look at this, you look at everything this TV show puts into your system every day. Those not your role models? Why are you watching them so closely? Why you listen to everything they do so closely? Why you make sure you follow everything when they on the apps? Whatever one they doing, you got the damn things on notifications. That is your role model? Who is? I mean, I get it. We ain't all got doctors and lawyers running around in our families. But then I kind of don't get it because I kind of think that we do. I kind of think that everybody has at least one doctor and one lawyer in their family. If you take the time and talk to everyone in your family, But we all know, I know I'm guilty of it. If it ain't in my four walls, I don't know what y'all doing. I'm sorry. if you if you
Not
in,
relevant.
if you in between these two doors, the front and the back door, I don't know what you got going on unless you hit me up and you're telling me every day. I'm sorry. And I got two friends that call me every day. Two, just two,
Man,
just two. We
that's
talk every day.
that's hilarious.
So besides those two people, you know what I'm saying? I don't know what's going on. So
Yep. Yeah.
excuse me if my sensitivity level, may be a little. That's why I may be off. But we don't got no role models no more.
I mean, but that's sad though. I think there are still people that have role models. It's what you expose people to, for real, for real.
Yeah, yeah.
Just off the strength of the other day, like when I sat down the other day and I was actually watching this show, and I had been contemplating going back to school for a minute, and it was just like, dang, like just watching something that I'm like, if you are into music or if you're into something specific, I'm into psychology therapy really, really hard, and it's
Mhm.
just like it kind of is like, dang, like it can give you a new role model. You know what I'm saying? Depending on what you're exposed to. So I just feel bad for the youth because the parents don't even try to give them nothing to their, like their if they say music, then music, that's it. But people don't even try to explore what else your kid might be
You
interested in
100%.
or
100%.
give them other stuff to watch. So that they gain interest in other things. It
It's
was
crazy because I watch a lot of like little league sports on ESPN, right?
Mhm.
And there's always the segment where they have the kids say their name, what grade they in, and who their influences are. Very rarely you get somebody like, my influence is Spider Man, you know what I'm saying? And shit like that, right? But these kids, the ones that are really great, they're like, yeah, Deion Sanders, you know what I'm saying? Tom Brady, my favorite player is, you know what I'm saying? Or my influence is, they're already thinking of these people on great levels that they look up to, and you see it in their work ethic, see it in how they move. You know, a lot of artists right now do not have favorite artists, they're their favorite artists. And
Yep.
it's like you're gauging your shit based on you.
Mhm.
You're gauging your success on you. Now, it is true. I watched this documentary, and the guy says success is all. Actually, let me not say the guy. Rewind. The guy's name was Prince. You all know Prince.
Mhm.
But Prince said that all people gauge their success by the happiness of their heart
Mhm.
until someone else puts their eyes on it
Mhm.
and interjects a new idea of that success. And there's only a few people in the world, very small percentage of people in the world, who are able to look past the other people's eyes and still see their own beauty or see their own success. It's like I may not have a Rolls Royce, but I have a car. There's a lot of artists that gauge success on having a Rolls Royce or a Phantom or a Grammy. And if you do, you can't be moving like an indie,
Mhm.
like someone who don't care about these things. It's like, okay, what was that song? It's written all over your face. You don't have to say a word.
Mhm.
And I know that was about something else, but isn't it amazing how it fits? It just fits so well right now. It's written all over their face. They don't have to say a word. I mean, I can tell an artist a serious level off the performance. I can tell an artist serious level of not just the quality of the music, because I get all of y'all right now I don't care if your music is mixed. I do care if your music is not mixed. That is a major turn off, right? But I
Mhm.
don't care if your music is mixed. Everybody making money right now. All of y'all are going into the nice studios and looking for a nice engineer. Y'all in there working with the engineer that don't even bop his head when the music is going. Or your friend that got a really dope studio set up and now studio's going for under $1,000. But so I don't worry about that. I worry about when I see what you do after you drop the record. I expect you to drop the record now. And honestly, listen, I will give an artist a pass on the alligator mouth as long as it's not too long. Right?
Mhm.
I will also give an artist a pass on a new single, first single, right? First song ever put out, and
Mhm.
that artist is on the road performing that song heavy.
Mhm.
I respect the artist that I see putting in the work his first 6 months to a year on the road. Even if their numbers are low, I acknowledge that that artist may not have money. But
Right.
like I said, after
They
the
work well.
first year, I give no artist no excuse
You're not an artist.
to be making YouTube beats, B-Star beats, to not have your paperwork together, to
Alligator
not be able
mouth.
to go on the road, to not be able to do shows, to not be getting at least compensated for shows.
But
I'll give you no excuse.
You're
why
not an artist.
are artists so against putting their like registering their music like and only putting it on YouTube? Like it's a few of them like and I asked over I'm like so anywhere
Because
the
they're
show
brainwashed.
just on YouTube. What what is that?
They're
Listen,
brainwashed.
some of these artists today, I'm not gonna get on these young artists, right? I
I
mean,
am.
they can spend all day long on their phones scrolling with their thumb, but they can't hardly fill out. The reason why they don't have jobs is because the questionnaire segment at the end of the jump takes too long. You know, the reason why they really not really good in school is because we done went into an electrical world where everybody is sitting in front of computers all day long. There's a lot of people that are trained to get the money, right? God put God put people here to get the money, and He put people in place to help them get the money, right? So
Um,
I don't fault an artist when they don't have their stuff registered because I expect if an artist is working hard in the first 6 months,
Mhm.
someone will take that young bull by the horns and reel them in the right direction. There's no one that sees a serious artist, right? And there's not one serious artist that won't look at a show like ours and start asking these questions, how, right? And say, okay, I could do that. Oh, I could do that. You know, I've met a lot of artists that at least they've had their BMI, right? Or they never had their ass cap. I've never met one that had their ass cap. It's always BMI if they have anything, right? And I understand that because that's free, but they don't know how to run it.
somebody told me it was no point in getting it until they were ready to drop their music.
There's no point of them being an artist.
That person is an idiot. I'm gonna tell you like this. I say it with love though,
I do.
but the performance organizations
If you
are
really,
not for what you have out. They're for what you perform. So if you're not performing music, then you're right. You shouldn't have VMI or ASCAP. If you don't plan on performing it and putting out your stuff, don't have it. But at the end of the day, we do have to understand something, Jezebel. That person, like J Money said, is not an artist. We're not talking to that person.
at all.
We're talking to the person that got their first single out and they hitting the road for 6 months.
They're doing something.
I'll get to a year. I'll give you a pass on your first album having alligator mouths. I'll give you a pass and not knowing what you're supposed to be doing, and I'll try to help you.
That's why I asked Bundles last week, what have you learned since putting out that album?
And I mean, like that was a good question because honestly, a lot of artists don't learn shit between their first and second album. They make the same mistakes or they quit when they realize their album ain't doing nothing.
And they don't
There's a
want
lot of artists that don't look at the facts that you can tour an album for 2 years and run it up before you do it.
more
But
than
at the
two
end of the
years.
day, I'm not. If this is where I have a problem after a year, if you've performed every night or every week, and you, I'm not. Your performance, y'all have to understand, your performance is never going to be good enough to make people go listen to your Spotify and download your shit. All right, it's not. There's something called literature.
Let me tell
There's
you,
something called they want to be able to touch something, have something to make them remember you.
you gotta work.
Well, tell her,
No,
tell her.
let me tell you, because you know this, y'all know this. I performed the same 4 songs off one album for 3 years
Mm.
before I hit 1.3 million. 3 years on that first album. And I was like, nah, I'm not releasing nothing else. Like, this the shit right here. And he's like,
Mm.
yeah, I know you making more music. And I'm like, nah, fuck that. Why would I release anything else? Like, this is the shit right here. From
And that's the mistake that a lot of
2016,
artists be making.
no, like from 2016 to 2019, y'all know I performed the same songs. And I was
Yep,
performing only songs off that album. You know what I'm saying? I
yep.
had 10 songs on that album. I was hitting them joints every night. You know what I'm saying? Like, I was like, nah, this shit gotta go. Cause I believed in it. You know what I'm saying? And as I was doing it, I learned. You know what I'm saying? So now over those 3 years, it's like, oh shit, yeah, I could put out music now because I learned something from putting out that one album. You can't push that. That's why you said 1 to 2 years. I'm like, shit, I was pushing that motherfucker for 3 years
But
heavy.
see, what I learned from what I had learned from you, right? While you were doing that, you had accepted two things, right? What I call the DMV holdback. You were making money,
Mm-hmm.
and you were already hosting and headlining at every club that you wanted to in the city. So that's the hype in the DMV. It's
Mm-hmm.
like I'm getting paid to perform, and I'm getting booked every week. I'm good. I don't. So now it's like you're not. Your thought process is no longer. Damn, I got into this to take over the world. Like I want to be the biggest artist in the world. Like nah, you get good. Like someone's gonna come in the city and see me, and then you start realizing, nah, let me hit the road and see them. You know what I'm
You
saying?
realize a
And for
lot
real, you took that show on the road for maybe like 6 months to 6 to 8 months.
by mistake though. Like I didn't even know what the hell I was doing. That shit
But
was
you see though the transition. Once you took the show on the road, you realize, okay, it's time for new music. The people are listening and they want new music.
mm-hmm.
And I've made money. I'm making money off of this. And if I made money off of these 10 records, what can I make off of 20 records?
Nah, because
What
then you
can I
know what I
make off
did.
of 30 records?
See, so what I did is I dropped that 10 and I was pushing that for 3 years. I didn't drop another single until like 2019. And then I dropped singles all quarantine. And then once the quarantine was up, I dropped the album again because then I was like, okay, cool. People sitting home listening. Cool. Let me make sure that they're listening because I can't perform right now. It was like a whole year I didn't perform. You know what I'm saying? I didn't perform again until your show at the out there.
Yeah. Y'all have to understand, right? There's a reason why labels make artists perform one single
Mm-hmm.
for a cycle, and then their album is immediately ready. And there's a reason why labels make artists put out an album immediately and start performing that album, and
Right.
not just the single.
Mm-hmm.
It's about recouping and making money and the investment put in that artist. A small investment will warrant a single, maybe 2 or 3 singles being pushed, and then immediately we need an album to start making our money back.
See, and let me tell you the other key. I probably shouldn't even say this, but the other key in what I did and what I learned over that time is when I was dropping those singles, I took those same singles and re-released them on the album. You know what I'm saying? So then that way they're like, oh shit, and it all fit in. You know what I'm saying? They're like, damn, these same singles. There's an album for each one of these singles. Like, yeah, they were singles, but now it's a whole album. You know what I'm saying? Now it's a whole album or EP. I might have put 5 songs. You know what I'm saying? Other ones I put like 10 to 12 songs, but
Look at the queen of hip hop right now. Look at the queen of rap.
They
Look at the
said
queen.
no Grammy for Granny.
And she's not the queen. She retired. She old. Queen
Oh,
of rap.
oh, Hold on. Who are you calling the queen?
Cardi B.
On that note, what we eating for Thanksgiving? What y'all got coming up this week?
She
I ain't
didn't
gonna
win the
need
award.
that.
Cardi didn't win the award last night. Nicki won.
Nicki won what?
The AMA awards
Who cares?
for best female hip hop artist or whatever. And Chris Brown won. You heard what Kelly Rowland said when she cut him off because she was collecting the award for Chris
Yeah,
Brown.
they still trying to blackball him, but he gotta. I mean, he continues to do what he do.
Listen, Chris Brown is the king of R&B. I keep telling everybody that, and until y'all let it go,
Yeah,
I'm not gonna stop that.
yeah,
Chris
he won the
Brown.
award. They say that the reason he didn't show up maybe because the Jackson family didn't sign off on him doing the tribute performance, but that is not. They're not sure if that's accurate yet, but that might be the reason that Chris Brown didn't show up. But Kelly Rowland definitely hushed them when they were trying to boo while she was accepting his award. She was like, you're not going to do that. You know what I'm saying? It accepted the award on his behalf.
Yeah, congratulations to Kelly. I
Yeah,
ain't gonna lie. What you doing for Thanksgiving? What you got going on? What you doing?
I was about to say, well, y'all heard about Shaquella? Is that her name?
Man, listen, I ain't gonna hold y'all, young. I
Is that
don't
the
want
girl
in
in
Mexico. I don't want to talk about that at all because I know for a fact that I'm about to be hated on that, yo.
you want to talk
But
about Kevin Gates?
it ain't. Listen, we're gonna definitely talk about Kevin Gates, but we gotta talk about that next week because Kevin Gates is an amazing character, you
Yeah,
know.
he's
But I do not want to talk about Shaquilla Robinson. I hope that justice or whatever. I hope that they find out what happened, and I hope that that family gets answers and things like that. However, I do gotta man say rest in peace to Lamar, bro. Lamar
Yeah,
passed away Friday
rest in peace.
from the daggone radio station, man, and WTTR radio
Mm,
Mama show, man. And that was like one of the most craziest things I heard today. So rest in peace to my man Mama. Um, yeah, yeah, shit's crazy. That was crazy.
mm.
But anywho, I ain't got
Excited to eat. Sorry for the bad news, guys, but excited to definitely eat.
yeah,
Anybody else?
Green Ranger went out too. I ain't gonna talk about the Green Ranger. He killed himself. We don't talk about suicide on here, but
He did.
yeah, apparently he killed himself, but we unless they come back and say he did it, and it's a homicide, man, that's crazy. Wow.
Poor.
But I'm gonna tell you like this: I don't plan on doing nothing but watching some football, playing some 2K, and making some money on Thanksgiving, chilling with the fam, not doing too much of nothing. Hey, it is what it is.
Is it going to be a traditional? A lot of people are trying to have non-traditional Thanksgiving dinners this year. I think I'm doing a non-traditional Thanksgiving
I
dinner.
haven't had a traditional Thanksgiving dinner in almost 10 years.
Oh, okay. Excuse me.
Jay Money is a vegan, so I don't think he's had a traditional. Uh,
There's vegan. There's a
There
vegan.
ain't no vegan turkey. If it ain't a turkey on that damn
Well,
table, it ain't traditional.
there's vegan mac and cheese. You got the greens. You got I don't know. Is vegan can stuffing be vegan? I don't know.
yeah, she acting turkey. I'm gonna give her stuffing.
Um,
Hey. So
candy
look,
yams.
you
He
just
can
so
eat
look.
yams.
All right. So what you just said was don't go to that nigga house. I'm sorry. Don't go to that man's house for Thanksgiving because I ain't eating none of that you just named. Like shit, I'm gonna go to that J Money house gonna be the only house you visit on Thanksgiving and lose weight. You know what I'm talking about? Like no sir. I'm good on that joke. You walk on that joke and be like, there's no plates. I ain't gonna take no plates home. I'm good. Just get drinks.
Yeah,
So
shit.
I'm good. I'm good on that. But I don't know what I want, non-traditional or not. I'm gonna be chilling. I'm gonna let the wife decide on all that good fixings.
Okay.
Yep. And I am ready for it. Well, y'all know what time it is. Y'all gonna hit that like and subscribe button down there at the bottom somewhere. Make sure y'all leave a comment. Tell us how you feeling. Y'all hit up Balls Biz Radio And make sure y'all share this to all your friends and tell them to
Yes,
hit that notification button. What
please.
you got coming up? You doing the Gressel?
Oh no, I'm done for the week. This is catch up week, y'all. I gotta get ready for Thanksgiving. Like I said,
Mhm.
non-traditional. I want to try to make this Biscoff cheesecake, these deep fried crab legs.
Mm.
So yeah, about to really like prep. So
Are
sorry.
you going to take the crab legs out the shell and deep fry 'em?
Mhm.
Woo. Okay. So I'm mad I'm not in the DMV because I would definitely be stopping by your home and grabbing a plate. Now, sorry, J Money, you just didn't name anything scrumptious, and you get with all the scrumptious things. Y'all gotta pray for me. I'll be
Great.
coaching youth basketball, so I have to learn basketball plays. So all this week I'll be watching Kobe.
Well,
So
congratulations.
yeah,
He's talking to the kids like he on 2K.
listen, all minus the curse words. All minus the curse words. Y'all still make sure y'all go follow and listen to my new album. J Money new album is out on all platforms too. Money,
Yes.
Power, and Respect. One of my favorite albums. Actually, if you want to drive it to go get some money, turn that album on, and it's gonna make you feel real good and sure you get into the money. And of course, my record is out, Speak Ahead. So y'all go ahead and listen to that out. Get Richard just dropped a new beat CD.
Uh-oh.
That's good. Decade. So y'all go check that out. If you got some new music that you just dropped, hit me up and let me know.
Don't forget, Bundles got a show on December 3rd. So if you guys are in the, I guess, what's that?
West Virginia,
The Cumberland,
Ridgely, Ridgely.
Hagerstown area, make sure y'all definitely come
Check that
out.
out.
Yeah, down at my place, he's gonna be doing his thing. So we got a lot of cool stuff coming up. Any of y'all want me to tell y'all story or what y'all got coming up at the end of my show? Hit me on my DM. If it's cool, I'll share it. If it's not,
I won't.
y'all already know what time it is. Well, I guess at this time, y'all already know y'all should be flicking the ashes off those roaches and putting those roaches in the ashtray. Unless you J Money, you're getting ready to roll up another one. Because I know I am. We out. Peace.
Bye, y'all. See you next week.